I believe we've mentioned factorial notation before, but here it is in all its glory, or some of its glory. And so I think the best thing to do would be to just point out that 2 factorial is 1 times 2, 3 factorial is 1 times 2 times 3, and 4 factorial is 1 times 2 times 3 times 4, and you get the idea, I hope. 0, we've decided that's just going to be 1, and 1 factorial, of course, is 1, so they're both 1. 0 factorial is not 0, just because we decided. 10 factorial, that really starts to add up quickly. You can see how this works. You can see also that if you had 8 factorial over 2 factorial times 6 factorial, you should definitely factor out the 6. The 6 happens on the top and the bottom, so it should go away. Okay, anyhow, and then you're left with the leftover 7, 8 on top, and 2 on the bottom. That's helpful to see. It'd be interesting to see also b here, n factorial over n minus 1 factorial. The only thing different is the n extra on top. Everything else is the same, so it's just n. That's interesting. So let's write the terms of this sequence. The first one, if we assume we begin, we're assuming 0 here. So we're going to say 1 over n factorial. Maybe that'll be on that side, and we'll say, well, maybe I really should say a sub n, huh? I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave that there. That's a sub n, right? You know that's a sub n. All right. So what happens? We're doing the first 5 terms. And I guess we're going to count 0. So let's go ahead. We have 0, so that's 1 over 0 factorial, and that's 1. And then we have 1, and that's 1 over 1 factorial, and that's 1. And then we have 2, and that's 1 over 2 factorial, and that's equal to 1 over 1 times 2, which is 1/2. And then, let's see, 3, we have 1 over 3 factorial, which is equal to 1 over 1 times 2 times 3, which is 1 over 6. And then 4, so we have 1 over 4 factorial, and that's 1 over 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. So last time was 6, and we add a 4, so it's 1 over 24. So that's the first 5 terms. You can see we're getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And then they ask us to use a table feature of a graphing utility. So let me run over to Desmos and do that. And if you recall, the function was, I'm going to use x, of course, because that's what Desmos likes. I'm going to say x, and then I'll just say, exclamation point. And I will go over here to my table, right there, table feature. And I've got 0, 1, 2, and I'll just go ahead and add 3. And you can see that we're getting smaller and smaller, and if you kept going, anyhow, you can see what happens with the graph. It doesn't know what it's doing before it's. We should just show that, I guess, and so we'll go with that. And those are the first 5 terms. Well, the first 6 terms, and we're happy with that.